listening to The Bullet, a Revolver Santiago Megazine podcast. Hi, you are with us today at The Bullet. We are recording here at Studio Infrasondido. Today we have with us the group from Santiago, Francis. And we've got in the studio today Diogenes Matus, who sings the guitar and vocals.
Hola, hola. Hello.
Tanti Ibarra, who is the drummer for this band.
Saluda, Tanti.
Hola.
Cesar Lagunas, who is also the guitarist.
Hola.
And we're missing Rodrigo Berrios. He had a last-minute thing he couldn't come, so we get 3 of the 4, which I consider lucky.
We're going to salute him.
Yeah, okay.
A salute to him.
Yep, we're going to say hello wherever he is. And today is another cold day in Santiago. Unfortunately, I have a bit of a cold. So I'm going to be transmitting the Bullet podcast, a Revolver Santiago Megazine podcast, with a little bit of a sniffle. And for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, I just want you to enjoy the sunshine. And I don't want to hear about it via email. If you want to comment, then go ahead and comment. I'll read it in a month or 2. So tell us a little bit about your music. Francis, this is a band that's been around about
1
a year?
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah,
almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we started the band with Rodrigo, who is not here, and about 1 year ago. And, well, it was a kind of a process, an inner process for me, because I always been writing some songs and some stuff, and well, in a certain part of my life, I said, well, all the songs that I do are bullshit, are crap, are absolutely bullshit. So I was very confused about my abilities or capacity for make music. So it had to pass a few years. And then I realized that I am a musician, I'm a composer, I'm a singer, and...
You're also a producer, I know that.
Oh, yeah,
with a lot of other bands. We can talk about that later.
But basically, I'm a songwriter, so I felt that I need to do that. I need to do those songs, and well, here we are. So we started with Rodrigo. He has been a very good partner for me, an incredible support from the beginning. He trusts a lot in this project. So we started with other drummer, Nicole, and well, he go away with the band. So in that way came Cesar in guitar. We felt that we need full certain spaces in music, so we need a other guitar player. So Cesar came, and when we lost Nicole, fortunately came Tanti.
Oh, great.
To this band. So I guess the band now is really... It's really good. I guess it's a... I don't know how to say it. Está armada.
It's tight.
Yeah, it's tight. Yeah,
Is
completely.
there another way to say that in English? Tight.
Está apretadita.
Okay.
Claro, está afiatada.
Ah, okay.
Fiato, claro.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Okay.
so it's got to... with tight.
Good. Really good. And you just recently did a show... there was a poetry reading and some other stuff. I can't remember.
Yeah, I write, ¿está bien? I write for a net magazine who's called Absenta Musical.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
No, you didn't know that.
No,
Well,
I do.
I'm gonna give you the link.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wrote about rock and some records about music. So for that magazine, they organized that this poetry and rock and roll, and we play with other band, La Causa, a very good rock and roll band, and there was some poets, Very good. It was very good and that was the first time that we play. Now the Francis.
Ah, okay. La presenta estaba la primera
Sí.
vez tocan juntos en vivo.
Claro.
Habla por eso, por un ratito.
Fue la primera vez que en castellano.
No, pues
Sí,
dale.
está bien, nosotros lo
Fue
hicimos.
la primera vez que tocamos los 4 juntos. Yo ya había tocado antes, pero con la otra baterista. Y esta vez fue la banda como está ahora, más, la definitiva banda. Entonces
Claro.
fue como la prueba de fuego que teníamos. Y salió bien. Fue una buena tocata.
Okay, cool.
Sí.
So it was the first time you played, and it was a good time to play, and it kind of solidified the band together.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah, very good.
good, very good. So how would you describe your sound, what you're doing, what you're aiming for?
Well, the sound of the band is result of a lot of influence, especially the British music, the British rock and pop. I don't know, since the Beatles, but there's a lot of others influence, not so clearly in the music. Cesar loved to play jazz, bossa nova, cueca. Tanti, I guess it's so more heavy in their tastes.
It's
her
a
tastes.
death metal Tanti.
She's a tough girl.
I do not want to meet her in a dark alley. Excellent. No quiero encontrarte en un calle oscuro.
You're gonna find her with a coat, a black coat. Yeah. We love too much styles of music, too much bands. Rodrigo like Radiohead. We all almost like Radiohead.
I actually found somebody last week who didn't know what a Radiohead was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, "What is a Radiohead?" En persona.
Yes. Where were you?
It was like cuando yo llegué a Chile, yo pregunté, ¿qué es un rompi? El chico por radio. There's a radio personality in Chile. He's named Rompi, and he's really famous. He has a radio show where people call in and talk about their stories, and there's movies been done about the stories that he's recorded. And I got here and I just kept hearing Rumpi, Rumpi, and I was like, what the heck is a Rumpi? Because romper in Spanish is broken,
Claro,
to break.
broken.
So
Yeah,
I was
to
like,
break.
what broke? Who broke what? What's going on? Yeah.
He's a terrorist.
No, I didn't even know it was a person. I was trying to figure out
Okay.
was it a light fixture?
Well, he's almost a person.
Oh.
No, I didn't know him.
Yeah, I have yet to meet him, but I had no...
It's a character more than a person.
It's a personality.
Rompi. Yeah, it's a personality.
It's a personality.
Yeah.
So...
Well, musical influence. A lot of musical influence.
Yeah. Okay. Would you play something for us?
Yeah. Talking about influence.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening the other podcast
Yeah.
of the other bands. I guess.
Oh, we have
very
one
good.
fan. How's it?
At least one.
Yay.
Yeah. Me llamó la atención. I don't know how to say.
It called attention to
Yeah,
it.
called my attention because all the band. Well, this is a program for Anglo parlant.
It's an English-speaking podcast.
Yeah.
We've got people listening who are in various countries learning to speak English. There's a lot of podcasts that have been bilingual. I don't know, listeners. Why don't you comment and let me know who you are, where you're from, what you want to hear.
Yeah,
That would actually be really interesting. Yeah, get chatty with me. I might actually answer. But it is an English-speaking. We do interviews in English if the person is willing.
Yeah.
Or translate from Spanish, and sometimes the translations are quite comical.
Well, it called my attention that nobody who came here play a song in English. All the bands came here and play their songs very good in Spanish.
Yeah.
And nobody
You're
understand what they.
You're right. There was a French song, but that was it.
Yeah. So I want to sing a little acoustic song for a composer, American composer who died 2 months ago. Alex Chilton. And he's not too much known for the big audience.
Yeah, he's not very popular.
He's not popular, but he was very important to develop alternative music in 80s and 90s. He was from the 70s, the end of the 60s and 70s. So he's very influenced guy. I don't know, R.E.M., Jeff Buckley, a lot of people.
So is he from the States? Or is he
he's from the States. He's from Memphis.
I'm showing my lack of musical knowledge here. How embarrassing. I feel shame.
No, you don't feel some
listeners,
shame.
I feel shame.
Well, you got to hear this guy. It's very interesting, and this is one of a song of a band that he has who was called Big Star. And this song is called Kangaroo.
Cool. Let's listen.
I felt so you had on blue jeans, your eyes couldn't hide anything. I saw you breathing out. I saw you staring out in space. And I saw you. You was at a party. Thought you was a queen. Oh, so funny. I came again. Didn't say excuse. Knew what I was doing. We look very fine, 'cause we were leaving. I came again. Like a San Joan, doing a cool jerk. All I want to, like a kangaroo.
thank you very much for that song. That was really nice. I liked it.
See?
I did like it, yeah.
It's a simple lyric.
Yeah, it's pretty though. It's really pretty. And it's we're sitting here having tea. I'm actually gonna pour myself a cup right now. I'm drinking this really interesting herbal tea, Lobosia, which in English means wolf seat. And
what is that?
It's supposed to help with your lungs. I don't know. I've got a little bit of a cold. So
There's a lot of herbs?
I don't know. I got it at the little feria.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, which is a street market. And the feria has all kinds of little booths that specialize in vegetables or fruits or herbs or whatever. And I don't know. I'm trying it. We'll see. We'll see if I sound better by the end of the podcast. So you also have been in other bands. You've also been involved with other groups and the history. You've seen the history of, or not the history, but you've seen the Santiago music scene kind of evolve in the last few years.
Yeah.
And what do you see? Like, you've been playing for how many years now?
A lot of years. I don't want to say how
Okay,
much years.
when did you start? What age did you start playing music? Then maybe that's a better question.
Of how age? I don't know. I started to play, professionally at 25. I have 35 years old now. But 10 years ago, I decided the music, it's going to be my job and my way of life. But I was playing, I don't know, since 7 years.
Ah, yeah.
12 years.
So you were a kid.
She didn't born. She wasn't born when I started.
Nice. That's awesome.
Sí.
And when did you start playing? ¿Cuándo empezaron para?
Yo empecé a tocar. Bueno, mi familia son todos aficionados a la música, les gusta cantar, les gusta la guitarra. Entonces yo de chiquitita siempre estuve ligada a eso, pero nunca pesqué muy en serio.
Ah, yeah.
Pero cuando realmente me di cuenta que yo quería tocar batería específicamente fue como a los 15 años.
Oh, okay. So her family is all very much into music. She grew up listening to it and being around it, and but around the age of 15 is when she really started playing drums specifically. So, and yourself? ¿Cuándo empezaste?
Yo partí como a los 12 años. 12 años.
¿Guitarra?
Sí, siempre guitarra.
Bueno. No más.
No,
bueno.
No, en el
bien.
colegio estaba en talleres de distintas cosas.
Yeah.
Así que ahí empecé, y después estudié música y ahí me dediqué a la música.
Oh, okay. So around 12 years old, Caesar started playing and kind of played around and then went to study music. Okay, cool. Very cool.
And all started when we came with other friends to make music here in Santiago, and I have the universal luck to know Andrés Godoy in Iquique. I won a contest for the escuelas de rock, rock schools of Iquique. So we came with the first band that I came to Santiago was Elefante Blanco, White Elephant. And we record here, and we started to play here in several places. Several?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. And well, that's begins all. Then came Los Impecables with Claudio, Jaime, El Mono, produced by Godoy. By Godoy, and and then we started to play with Claudio Narea, and the ex-Prisioneros guitar player. Well, here we are.
neat history. And something so I've been here 3 years now, And the little bitty change that I've seen in that 3 years, or have just started to notice, I don't know if I've just noticed it or it's begun to change. Esta pregunta para todos, voy a traducir. Is that it seems like there's much more outside influences with music now in Chile. It's less. I don't know. There's a diversity of sounds coming now into the country, and I don't know. Do you see that, or do you? I'm curious because you've been playing so long.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's so focus that influence in all the Chilean music, because there's a lot of how to say it, mucha variedad. There's a lot of variety, and I know a lot of musicians that for they doesn't exist the music of England music, of American music.
Yeah,
it doesn't care and doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well,
all what they hear is cueca, no sé, música, Latin American music. Just they hear Latin American music.
Okay.
And I found very good. So for me, very good. And there's other kind of musicians like me. I love cueca and Latin American music, but I guess it's not my style. It's
not your biggest influence. It's not what makes your heart race.
It's a very big influence.
Yeah.
I love Violeta Parra, Víctor Jara, Inti Illimani. No sé, en Argentina, por ejemplo, ¿cómo se llama? Atahualpa Yupanqui, Chabuca Granda of Peru. There's a lot of music, incredible and interesting, and with a lot of spirit in Latin American music. I can hear it, I can feel it, I can enjoy it, but I'm not gonna grab a guitar and start to do a cueca, because I don't know how to do that. It's not
your thing.
It's not my thing. It's not my field.
Okay.
It's not where I feel more comfortable.
La pregunta estaba que en 3 años, y no sé qué me nota, sí hay un cambio. Hay más influencia de otra música fuera de Chile en este tiempo corto. No sé, es verdad, no sé, es algo se nota.
Tú estás como más familiarizado con la música.
¿Cómo? Sí, más influencia de...
Sí, últimamente se ha notado un cambio, que hay más influencia extranjera en la música chilena.
En opinión, ¿qué?
Sí, yo creo que hay más influencia de la música extranjera, pero también tiene que ver porque hay más medios de difusión de la música extranjera acá. No solo lo que suena en la radio, sino que en internet hay mucho más acceso a distintas cosas, entonces la gente empieza a escuchar más cosas y hay más influencia. Pero no sé lo que hay tú con lo del tango y cuecas y todo eso.
Claro, estaba hablando igual de las influencias. I was talking about influence. O sea, hay mucho músico chileno que, a pesar de la influencia foránea, no escuchan otro tipo de música que no sea música latinoamericana.
Bueno, sí.
O sea,
sí, no sé, yo creo que son...
Claro.
Hay gente con más tradición de música latinoamericana que no se habla de otras cosas, pero está bien,
históricamente, historically here in Chile, Chile is a how do you say esponja?
A sponge?
And a sponge. Chile is a sponge country.
In what way? Let me translate what he said first. He was saying that, but of course, in the last era, there's been a lot more access to outside music, and so of course on the radio you're having a lot more. There was a time when there was a limited access to art in Chile, and now that's not the case. It's much more, you pretty much can get anything, and especially with the internet. Right. So yes, of course, he's saying, of course there is absolutely more influence from outside, but again, echoing what you said is that, you know, there are people that just focus on what they are passionate about.
Yeah.
So
And also
The
Chile
sponge country.
is a sponge country. In what way? We always grab everything who came from outside, and
Oh,
we love that.
interesting. Yeah.
And I guess a lot of years here in Chile que no había tanta música nacional o tanta música ligada al folclore o a qué sé yo. Yo creo que I guess en gran medida tiene mucho que ver los tres. Los tres, when they came in the beginning of the 90s,
Okay.
nobody was thinking about doing some cueca or jazz huachaca, how they call it here, or other kind of music. So they came with that tradition to make rock and roll, but mixing with cueca, with I don't know, with the tradition of Chilean music, and it was great because made an staple here about that music. So there's a lot of band now who made cueca, who made I don't know.
Sí, eso es chulo. Sí, a pesar de toda la influencia que hay de afuera, claro, puede haber sido de los tres para adelante, se empezó a ver un nuevo respeto y una nueva reinterpretación de la música popular de acá. Y de otros países latinoamericanos también. Y también pasó el fenómeno de que se empezaron a mezclar esas cosas con influencias de afuera. Entonces hay como harta banda que se nota banda chilena, pero con varias influencias de afuera y mezclan todo eso.
That's really interesting. Voy a traducir. What he's saying is that, yeah, since Los Tres, there's a kind of a resurgence of the folkloric, the interest in folklore music. And actually, last week we had on someone talking about the life of Violeta Perra. One of the guys in Los Tres is her grandson, I think.
Ah, yeah.
And so but what they did is they took the traditional music and they mixed it with the outside influences. And so what's happening since the early 90s is there's this emergence of a new form of Chilean music, which is a mix of
I guess it's not new, completely new, but it was fortunately that somebody do that.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
know.
it's a traditional music with a new twist.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A different it's still tea but a different flavor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, with a
something
different
like that.
Yeah, kind of updating the wardrobe maybe or but make it more accessible to the public.
Sí.
También, o sea,
Claro, y empezaron a salir bandas como Juana Fe o Chico Trujillo o todo ese tipo, que es una cosa más latinoamericana, pero...
Yeah, he's talking about bands that do cueca and cumbia.
Cumbia,
also,
claro.
But
Sí.
it's also with like rap and they mix a bunch of things in that make it a little more. They're taking influences from what they listen to, but also something that is old and core to who they are. So
And I guess there's a lot of influence of Latin music. So here in Chile, I don't know, 20 years ago, there wasn't black people.
that is okay.
Now we have a lot of Cubans, Colombians, Peruvians, and they brought here a lot of sabor, a lot of flavor. So we started to listen here son cubano, cumbia colombiana, but for a first hand, it wasn't a version.
It wasn't a recording of a recording of a recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had that influence too, I guess.
And for anybody that hasn't been to Chile, I feel like I'm like a little Chilean Wikipedia. There's a lot I don't know. But for anybody who hasn't been to Chile, one of the biggest descriptors of Chile is, in the past at least, is how homogenous the culture is. It is considered kind of an island. It was geologically
we are the butt of the world.
I
can say butt.
Yeah, you can say butt. I actually cursed and said a lot of silly things last week, so I think we've broken that barrier. My mother's gonna hear about it, I'm sure. But well, you know, and I don't agree that Chile's the end of the world. I think it's far, but there's like Guam's farther. You know, like Antarctica's farther. Yeah. But historically, the mentality is very isolated. It's isolated by the Andes Mountains, which are some of the biggest mountains in the world. Yeah. I can't say that with knowledge, and then an ocean. And so geographically, and I'll tell you, after the earthquake, we figured out how isolated we were. Yeah. With you know, it took a while to get help in from other places with the airport down, but it's psychologically a very isolated place. And so commenting that there was not a diversity of ethnicities here is actually a valid point. Like I grew up in an area that was about half black, half white, and when I see someone from another country, I get very excited because I'm like, oh wow, where are they from?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I've kind of turned Chilean as people will stop and turn and look at you if you have a bit of a different look. I get that even as a gringa a little.
Yeah, it was something that we have to acostumbrar. I don't know.
Get used to.
To get used to. Yeah. To see people from other countries because, how I say, 20 or 25 years ago. Yeah. If you see a foreign, it was one of.
Yeah, I don't know, see one foreign person. Or they might be here on a diplomatic something.
Yeah.
You'd be like, who are they? What are they doing here? Yeah.
Sí. Pero pasa mucho también que los chilenos, por lo mismo que dice él, no estamos acostumbrados a ver gente de afuera. Cuando llega un extranjero, somos por lo general muy acogedores. Nos llama la atención, nos cae bien al tiro porque viene de afuera, porque seguramente porque trae otras costumbres, el gringo, claro, siempre cae bien el gringo,
sueco, no sé.
Siempre es bienvenido.
Yeah, so what she's saying is that even though there's a definite, you take note of people that are coming from other places, it's more of an interest in, you know, who are you, where are you from, welcome, let me tell you about Chile. So it is, I have to say, a very welcoming culture, I have to say personally. Coming here. So now that we've covered the culture, psychological, geographical structure of Chile, I would love to hear another song of yours.
Yeah.
We've got a few more songs.
Yeah, we're going to play now a song who is our music. We're going to play a song it's called Rumbos. In English, it has to be Ways.
Ways? Okay.
Yeah, and it's talk about that, to find your way, no matter what it happens, no matter the adversity, you have to do it.
Okay, cool. All right, this is going to be, we're going to get a little electrified here, so give us a minute and we'll set up and we'll get the song going.
Da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da. Ciego marcar ese momento en libertad, ya lo sabes, es mejor.
All right. Thanks a lot for that.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, I almost... Casi me quedo sin aire.
Almost took your breath away. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration for that song? Was that...
Well, that song is very old, indeed.
Yeah?
It has, I don't know, probably 10 years, that song.
Okay.
And it came in a very particular moment of my life when a girlfriend that I had kicking my ass and grabbed me by the floor. I don't know. So I felt I felt very disgraced.
Oh, we're not talking literally. Okay.
Yeah. I felt very disgraced. So I made 2 songs.
Yeah.
In one song, I give my heart to her.
Yeah.
And in the other song, I said, well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Go your own way, and I will go my way. So I'm gonna find my way, my rumbo, my rumbo,
Nice.
my rumba.
Nice. My path.
Sí.
Rumbo. Oh,
Sí.
I like that. Very cool. So, okay, what like if you could set up a dream like stage one day playing with anybody, dead or alive, like what? Sí, un escenario que puedo elegir quién va a tocar este día. No importa si murió o vivo. Es un...
Qué difícil.
A lot of
Sí,
people.
puede ser la pregunta va a cambiar mañana, pero hoy día hay que pensar, porque mañana te ¿por qué no dice eso?
For me, the Beatles. Definitely.
The Beatles.
I would like to see the the 4/5s together, and well, that will be a dream.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, okay.
No sé, César.
No sé, miles. Pero así, el primero que se me ocurrió, que pensé fue Portishead. Portishead.
Ah, yeah.
Sí.
Pero ellos viven, pues ellos. Sí.
Pero no quiero verlo.
Sí.
No, pero hay miles. Si me pongo a decir, lo vamos a estar esta mañana.
Portishead, yeah?
Sí, Portishead.
Yeah, Portishead. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good, yeah.
A mí me hubiera encantado ver en vivo a Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra.
Sí.
I did not expect that. No, Death Rock
encanta.
Girl wants to hear Frank Sinatra. I like it.
Me encanta Frank Sinatra.
Tampoco lo sabía.
Oh, fantástico. Ah,
Tiene una voz increíble.
sorpresa.
Qué sorpresa. Cuento que tiene
Bueno.
una voz increíble.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Como músico yo lo admiro
Sí,
mucho.
debería ir medio por ahí.
Me dice, vamos a algún restaurante.
Bien, Tanti.
Respondí
Very
mal.
good.
Punto para Tanti.
Very good. Okay.
Se ganó.
Now, Cesar, ¿tiene otra influencias? ¿Tú tocas se escucha bossa nova y jazz?
Sí.
Cuéntame un poco.
A ver, desde chico yo toqué mucha folclore, toqué guitarra clásica. Después empecé a tocar metal. Después entré a estudiar y ahí empecé a escuchar jazz, empecé a tocar otro tipo de cosas, música latinoamericana. Entonces, ahora la posición que estoy es tratar de tocar todo lo que suena y todo donde posiblemente pueda haber una guitarra. Quiero hacerlo, entonces me influencia todo lo que suena, en verdad. Trato de irme por todos lados.
So, you were saying before that you were doing heavy metal. I missed the first one. Jazz, folklore, and now you're just wanting to play.
And anything. That you want.
Anything. Just play. Just play, experiment, and see what's out there. Very cool. So what do you think? With
Come on, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
You can. All right.
Can people out there hear my brain motors trying to start up? It's like. So with Francis, like, what are you aiming at for the next few years? What are you hoping?
The plans?
I don't know. What are like?
Well, we are in a couple of months. We are gonna be presenting our first work. It's gonna be an EP, an extended play of 4 songs, which they are recorded now. So we are mixing and mastering that.
Okay, so you've just finished recording then.
Yeah.
So you're in the production process.
Yeah, we are now in the post-production process.
Okay.
And SCD de Bellavista, we're going to present that 7th of August. El 7 de agosto vamos a estar presentándolo with the special guests. I'm not gonna say who we're who we're gonna be because it's not clear.
Yeah, it's far away.
Yeah.
It's a far
but
date.
we're gonna present that work, our first work, officially work, and that's for.
Is this Sala de Vespucio? Or?
No, in Bellavista.
Bellavista.
Here, very near.
Yeah.
Of this studio, and that's the first. And so we want to play. We want to go anywhere to play.
Fun.
And well, maybe here to the end of this year, maybe made a record, a complete record. I don't know. We're gonna see that, but first is to play and present that song, and I don't know.
Okay, cool. Hey, let's hear another song rather than talk about the music.
Yeah,
I would love to hear another song. What have you got for us?
We're gonna make a song who's called Cada quien. No, cada cual. Cada cual. I always forget the name of the song because I have another name in my head, but it's not the name of the song.
Which is part of the artistic process.
Yeah.
You get an idea in your head, and it's a little bit of a blueprint of what you want, and then you change it and you tweak it.
Yeah.
And you make it, you master your
No, but the name is Cada cual, cada día, cada cosa.
Each
one.
Yeah.
Each day.
Yeah.
Each thing.
Each thing. Okay.
Yeah. And it was, well, then I'm gonna tell you how it came, the name of the song.
All right. You guys ready to hear each day, each one, each day, each thing. Here we go.
Aunque tardes, no puedo esperar. Sin ti el mundo está más allá que acá. No significa que dejará de girar. Pasó
great. Thank you. That was great.
Incredible song. Yeah.
We're doing the magic of radio. We're mixing in separate recordings. So, how exciting is that?
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. So tell us about the song. I want to know.
Well, the name of the song, it came one day. I was in the house of a friend, Claudia Catalan. I know she's gonna hear the podcast. And it was in her place, so I give her an MP3, a CD of MP3. And in the screen you can see the name of the songs of MP3.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there smoking a joint, I don't know, and look at the screen. So I see the name of 3 songs,
mm-hmm.
but separately. And the first song, it was each started the name of the song with each cada cual.
Each one. Yeah.
The other song started with each day.
Yeah.
And the third song, it started with
each thing. Ah, so because they were alphabetical order.
Yeah, and it was different songs. So I saw it. I think, ding, very good. That was the name of the song. So
okay,
I with those 3 words, I finished the final lyric.
Ah, cool. Very cool. Okay.
It was weird.
little iPod inspiration there.
Yeah.
And just so you know, if you're listening to this, you can download all these podcasts onto your iPod or MP3 player. There's a little link somewhere on the page that allows you to download the each podcast. So if you feel like you want to listen to an hour podcast while you're commuting and you don't feel like listening to it at this moment, that you find it, then just download it and take it with you. It's portable culture from Chile. All right, so now we are headed into we're in the middle of the winter right now, and we're headed into spring, and then
came the summer.
Then comes the summer. Oh yeah, and then fall comes again. Hello, I have a cold. Be nice to me. And my partner in crime, Rich, isn't here, so he usually takes up when my brain takes a vacation.
What?
The person that also does the other podcast, Rich Kim. Yeah. So you're headed into playing a lot in the next few months.
Yeah.
That's great.
We don't have some dates confirmed, but we expect to play in Club Mist and in Avenida Suecia.
Mm-hmm.
We expect to go to Valparaíso to play too. We have a lot of
things working.
Yeah, we're trying to things working in that way, in that direction. We used to play, but it's difficult, Here in Chile, it's very difficult for an emergent band. We're an emergent band, and I say it very proudly. I say it loud and I say it proud. Yeah, it's very difficult here because nobody cares really. So you care because you had other things in your mind.
But in general, the population, the record buyers...
Here in Chile, music is not something very important. It's not something vital.
Okay.
And that's because we are, I don't know, I guess a little bit dark place to live.
What we had somebody was describing the mood of Chile, like the beaches here, that I'm going to mess it up, but it's something like they're very stark. They're deep cliffs and they very dramatic and very cold.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful. in the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's very weird because we have an strange beauty like country. The people is it's very alegre, happy. The people
Very
here
happy,
is very
very
happy.
funny, very
You
funny.
had to see it yesterday when we win to Honduras 1-0.
Yeah.
So you can see all the country happiness in that kind of things.
Yeah.
But the art and especially the music here in Chile is not a necessity because authorities or politics, I don't know who has the fault, but they never want to create that reality that about the music and the art are the most important thing to the soul of the people, to the soul of a country. You can go to Brazil, and in the soul of the country there is the music. Music is a very important part of the life of Brazilian people, or in Argentina.
Yeah.
But here in Chile, I don't know. Music is just for fun.
Yeah.
Okay, for dance and
And he's referring to the Honduras Chile. We're in the middle of World Cup fever, and when I say World Cup fever, it really is like I didn't really watch soccer before I came to Chile that much because it was never a really big sport at home, and I don't know, watching sports on TV, but this is a fever. You catch it, and it's
nuts.
Yeah, the partido ayer, and Chile played Honduras, and literally people with painted faces and horns and costumes and flags are poured out into the streets, and we're talking about 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or 9 o'clock in the morning at the latest. People waking up at 6 o'clock to watch a soccer game. Está impresionante. ¿Y te levantaste para el partido ayer? Para ver?
¿Te levantaste para el partido ayer?
No, lo vi, pero en cama.
So he said he watched it, but from the security of his bed. ¿Y tú?
Yo también lo vi acostada.
Yeah. So there were a lot of people in bed with their TVs on yesterday. Yeah.
But
nice.
there was a lot of people making asados, barbecues.
Yeah, 7
At
o'clock
7 o'clock.
a.m.
What
with
happened?
beers. 7:30 the beers come out.
Yeah.
The asado comes out. people as I was going to work at around 11, because the work got delayed. Everybody either came in really early and watched the game at their work. Hay mucha gente tiene televisiones
En el trabajo.
Trabajo llega temprano they got there early to watch it, and then there was people in the streets and crazy. So
Sí,
now,
yo creo que tiene que ver más que con el fútbol, tiene que ver con esa necesidad imperiosa que tenemos de celebrar cosas y de hacer cosas, porque por lo general somos bien grises en la mayor parte del tiempo. Entonces este tipo de cosas como que aunque no te guste el fútbol, igual vayas a celebrar, igual lo pasáis bien, igual haces cosas. Entonces necesitáis esa como
esa sensación de triunfo también.
Sí,
salir a la calle a abrazar a cualquier persona, da lo mismo.
So what he's saying is that even if you're not into football, the feeling of this triumph and the feeling of this celebration is just overwhelming, that everyone just joins in. And it's true. The Chileans are walking taller today. So, would you mind talking a little bit? I know you do production also, and talk about how you got into that. This is a little apart from Francis, but your own personal work. Just a little bit about how you got into that, and a little bit of what you're doing, some projects you're doing.
Well, I like a lot that kind of work of production because, well, I love music, so I love to hear music, read about music, I don't know, all those stuff. So I guess something I know about music, a little bit.
Yeah, a little knowledge.
Yeah, and all those years I've been working with a lot of very, very good people, Andrés Godoy, Claudio Narea, Miguel Tapia, qué sé yo, engineers, Chalo González, Leo Cáceres, Cristian Mardones, a lot of very, very good people. So I learn a lot about them and about their job. So I started to
study.
Yeah, I studied. And for my own experience too.
Yeah.
So suddenly I decided that I could make a record for other people's. So I made a couple of them with Remolinos, who is a Chilean emergent band too, and I produced them, their first record, and I started to produce other people's too, but it's something that you can live. You can't live with that.
Again, back to the theme of trying to make a living in music in Chile.
It's very difficult.
Yes.
So, and now it's made a record or that. It's a very cheap process.
Yeah.
Because you need a mic and PC, a computer, and your own abilities. You can make a record for your own. So the producer, like a figure in rock here in Chile, is for certain kind of bands. Of course, the production helps to the music to mejorar, to get better the music. But a lot of people can't see that seeing that way.
Okay, cool.
But I like a lot produce.
Yeah. Okay,
I
cool.
like produce music records. I don't know. I would like to dedicate.
Good.
when I was old.
Very cool. So we're gonna listen to. We've got one more song, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna listen to one more song. What's it called?
And it's called El Mundo.
El Mundo.
The World.
Para Cap Mundal.
Claro.
Oh.
El Mundo, and that's gonna be our first single here.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Let's take a listen. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Ya no sabes dónde vives, que te rodea, quien te juzga.
tell me a little bit about that song. Woo!
Salió buena.
Wow. That was... Hang on, I gotta catch my breath.
Sí.
Tell me a little bit about that song.
About that song.
Yeah.
Well, that song talk about a certain view about the world. It's my personal view about the world. So I'm a little bit revolutionary in my thoughts, but only in my thoughts, because I always want a better world for all of us. So the world came from that necessity to say, well, please, somebody came and save us for ourselves,
save us from ourselves.
From ourselves, for a human race. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
We are in the point of that human race is not too good.
Oh, geez, have you the oil spill in the Gulf? Oh. I try not to watch the news because that's my home.
Yeah.
But for instance, so we'll continue. Yeah.
We're I don't know how to say it. Nos hemos farreado la oportunidad de aprovechar este mundo como corresponde. This world has a space for all of us. We had food for all of us. We had a lot of resources for all of us.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of poor people and starving people, and you know, you can hear Waka Waka, the song of South Africa. Porque esta es Africa, and you look a very happy version of Africa. But there's a lot of people dying of hunger and of disease and ignorance. Yeah. So El Mundo talk about tried to talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Did you know there are baboons that break into cars and steal things out of cars and homes in South Africa?
No.
They've actually got a baboon patrol that watches these baboons, so that they don't bother the monkeys. Hay manos en África Sur que rompen para abierto el auto y la puerta de la casa. Sí, pero saca un bolsa. Como un manzar. Sí, como yeah, they have a problem with this troop of about 26 baboons that this one dude they call Fred or Frank, or they've named him, and dude baboon breaks into cars and steals purses.
Wow. And what they do with them?
They can't do anything.
They send them to jail?
No, they only weigh about 40 pounds, so that's like 22 kilos, a little somewhere around there. But they've got a fierce bite.
Muerden.
Yeah, they muerden fuerte. Necesitan visitar la clínica. So la gente que quiere sus bolsas con su guerrillos y funk. So that anybody who follows them to get their purse back, what fool leaves their purse in a car? But if they do, they follow the monkeys, they get bit and they have to go to the hospital. And there was an article I read maybe a month or two ago that they're concerned that the tourists are going to be bothered by this pack of baboons, this pack of pickpocket baboons in South Africa. So yeah, Fred or Frank and his troop of pickpocket baboons. Yeah. So on that note, though, but in all seriousness, yes, there are many faces to the world, and I definitely think if we don't wake up soon, we're gonna have a definite challenge in habitating our own planet.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Right now there are sea animals. Well, that's a whole different thing. I can't even talk about it. It's so upsetting to me that
there's a lot of
the oil spill off of Florida is breaking my heart.
There's a lot of situations, horrible situations.
Yeah. But we're here today.
Yeah.
We're listening to some fabulous music that is
Thank you for fabulous.
Chilean, another cultural experience here in Studio Infrasondido. You're listening to the Bullet Podcast. Is there anything that, Mira, like if you were walking down the street, what's on your iPod playlist today? 3 songs.
Oh, 3 songs.
Yeah.
This song that I
Kangaroo. Yeah.
sing.
¿Entendí
Kangaroo.
la pregunta? ¿Que tiene un playlist?
3 canciones que tengas en tu playlist de
Para hoy día,
MP3.
no más.
Ahora ando con un disco de Gainsbourg.
¿De quién?
Gainsbourg, así se dice. Serge Gainsbourg.
Gainsbourg.
Gainsbourg. Okay, cool.
Serge
Yeah.
Gainsbourg.
Sí.
Yeah, he's a French, wow.
French composer,
Yeah, he
producer,
kind
singer.
of, in the 40s, he did a lot of classic French songs, kind of jazzy.
Y ando con un disco de unos músicos peruanos. Es como el paralelo de los viejos del Cinzano, por ejemplo, pero del Perú. Un
All
discazo.
Peruvian songs. This is Caesar talking, go ahead.
Es vals peruano, cosas así. Y ando con un disco de DJ Shadow.
That's a quite diverse mix.
diferencia de-
Okay,
sí, claro.
DJ Chow. All right, cool. And yeah, I interrupted you. You had Kangaroo and...
Well, also Gainsbourg.
yeah.
And I don't know. The Clientele.
Okay.
British band that I
Okay.
like a lot. I
Yeah.
like a lot.
Very cool.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
a lot
I
of
only
stuff.
give you 3 choices, though, so it's not
Oh yeah,
fair.
yeah. No.
Yeah.
Her 3
Anything,
choices.
Tanti?
Yo, Candlebox, tengo un disco de Candlebox.
Candlebox, okay.
Sí,
Buena.
Candlebox. Gané otra vez. Pedro Aznar.
Pedro Ganan,
Pedro Aznar.
Pedro Aznar
You know
es-
Pedro
He
Aznar?
is a Chilean,
No,
Argentino.
No.
Yeah, I saw him in concert. He was from another band.
He
Él
was
tocaba
famous
con
for-
Pat Metheny.
con
Pat
Pat
Metheny.
Metheny, yeah.
Pat
and
Metheny.
Charlie Garcia también.
Yeah,
Charlie
so
Garcia.
he's internationally famous.
Yeah,
Sí.
no, it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great guy.
Y
¿Qué más? Rick Latham, un
Rick
baterista, no sé si lo conoce, es
Okay.
estadounidense.
I'm here.
Un gringo.
Un gringo. Oh, wow, a gringo made the mix.
A very good one.
Good. Very cool.
Rick Latham.
All right. I want to thank you guys for coming today. I really appreciate it. You are listening to... This is Sean from the United States. I don't even know if I introduced myself. Not
Sean
important.
Strange on the mic for each one.
You are listening to The Bullet, a Revolver Santiago Megazine podcast. We are anticipating another win for Chile against Switzerland.
Against
And
Switzerland
we're
Monday.
hopeful that there's a possibility that we beat Spain.
Yeah.
But
we
everyone
have to.
is very hopeful.
We have to beat them all.
Yeah. There are a few that think Chile has a possibility of winning,
See,
and we support that view. But-
always there's a possibility of win.
And on
You
that
have to believe in that.
And on that note, I have to say farewell. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much for inviting us
You're
and
very
for Revolver
welcome.
Magazine and The Bullet.
You're
Thank
very
you very
welcome.
much.
Okay.
And see you.
Cool. Bye, guys.